Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow.
Welcome back to another episode of Lone Star College Football. Today, we're going to talk about the Texas versus Wyoming game. It will be in Austin. It's a 7 o'clock game, another night game. That's actually pretty important considering we play Baylor next week at 6:30, which means through the first 4 weeks of college football, Texas has not had an 11 a.m. kickoff yet. So as fans, we've been asking for that, so it's nice. We know pretty sure the Red River is it's always an 11 o'clock kickoff. So we'll see what that game against Kansas is in week 5. But before we get into it, do us a favor, like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more pregame, postgame shows. Comment score prediction. As you see, the spread is currently Texas minus 29.5. Do you think Texas covers or not? Personally, I'm going to say or not. I don't think Texas will cover 29.5, and the reason for that isn't because we can't. However, Wyoming did play really good in week 1 against Texas Tech, and they are 2-0. I think Texas is hopefully they're showing up for the game, but I don't think they're putting all their focus on Wyoming because Big 12 starts next week, right? We travel to Waco, so I think Dave Aranda and company are going to be kind of looking ahead, but that's important. We can't overlook them. Right? Texas coming off of a big win in Tuscaloosa versus Alabama jumps us to number 4 in the poll. This is a common trap game. If you've been a Texas Longhorn fan for any length of time, you've seen us win big games and then go the next week and drop a game we should win. We can't do it. Can't do it anymore. Right? We've been burned by this too many times. It's time to put that to rest. We got to show up. Quinn, you got to play good. All right? You in Rice, it kind of looked like you struggled a little, and then Bama shows up and you just ball out. We gotta keep that Quinn there. All right. Statistically, right, Quinn is 43 of 68, 609 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jonathan Brooks leading the team in rushing yards with 26 carries, 109 yards, 1 touchdown. Worthy leading the team in receptions and yards, 12 for 165 and a touchdown. For Wyoming, Peasley, 29 of 50, 350, 5 touchdowns and a pick. Scott is 18 for 114 and a touchdown. And then the receivers 3 for 96 and 2 touchdowns. Pretty important to note. In theory, they are beating us in the rushing game. Their best game's against Tech. Our best game is against Bama. Bama's defense is better than Tech's defense, which is why Jonathan Brooks hasn't had a better season so far as yards. Their best receiver has 3 catches for 96 yards. I need to look at the rest of their stats because that's, 3, 5. The next guy's 5 for 83 and a touchdown. We've got 3 receivers already well over 100 yards this season, so we definitely more dominant in the passing game once again, and that's with playing a much tougher schedule thus far. This is not a game to go in there and play around. Let's be done with it halfway through the third, right? This should be a game where Quinn goes into halftime. We're winning by a lot. Like, in theory, we should cover the spread. The only reason I think we might not is because against Rice, when our second and third string defense came in, Rice was able to march the ball and score. So I wouldn't be surprised if Wyoming scores late. This should be a game where Quinn goes to halftime. We're winning. He comes back, plays the first drive of the third quarter, and then it's Malik for the whole third quarter, half of the fourth, and then we get to see Arch make his debut halfway through the fourth. That's what this game should be. Third and fourth quarter, we should see Malik Murphy throwing dimes to Jonte Cook, right? We should see Arch Manning throwing dimes to Ryan Niblett and Jonte Cook, right? I mean, that's what kind of game it should be. Defensively, things that we want to pick up on right where we left off from Bama. We only had 2 sacks against Rice. Or was it 3? I think it was 2. We only had 2 sacks against Rice, and then we come out in Bama and have 5. Wyoming, 4 is a good number, although we should have more because we had 5 against Bama. If we can get 4 sacks, Ethan Burke, I'd like to see him get another one. Barron Sorrell needs to make his sack debut this season. I don't think he has one yet. Let's check that out. Because I was honestly kind of thinking Barron Sorrell would lead the team in sacks this year and potentially having a double-digit sack season. Yeah, he doesn't have one yet, but Ethan Burke and Anthony Hill are both at 2, so I'd love to see them get another one. Jalen Ford with a pick would be nice. We know he has 7 turnovers in the last 9 games that he's played in, so make that 8 for 10 would be absolutely awesome. Other players that we're looking for on defense, Catalan. We haven't heard his name called out as if he's making mistakes, so that's solid. Want to see a turnover from him. Ryan Watch kind of dropped a pick last week. He's diving sideways. It hits off his hands. That's why you play DB probably, but you're 6'3". We want to see you come down with the ball. Run defense. Keep it up, right? We stuffed Rice. They had no shot. Bama got 107 yards. Almost half of those were from Jalen Milroe, so we want to see them keep Wyoming under 100, which could be semi-difficult because Wyoming's run game might actually be their most impressive part of their team. They got 350 passing yards, 341 rushing. They've got 2 people who can run the ball. One of them is the quarterback. Okay, so that's big to note. However, since we did lock down Jalen Milroe for the most, well, that's a lie. We really didn't. He had 31 sack yards. So he finished the game with 15 carries and 44 yards, but 31 sack yards. So really he had 15 carries for 75 yards. So he kind of torched us on the ground. Wyoming's quarterback has 111 yards on the season. Let's see how many of those were against Tech. 68 of them. So over half of them were against Tech, which means against Portland State, he didn't do as well. They beat Portland State 31-17, which is important to note because Portland State is the team that lost to Oregon like 83-0 in week 1, and they only beat them 31-17. We shouldn't have any problems in this game. This should be Wyoming comes in, we curb stomp for 4 quarters, we go back into our locker room, we're game planning for week 4. We got to go to Baylor, take care of business there, and keep this season rolling. Guys, we are rolling. The media is giving us respect because we've earned it, right? People can say what they want to, overachievement in that game, underachievement in seasons past. We're always overhyped, whatever people want to say. This is our time. We've earned where we're at. Keep it up. Because I'm tired of the seasons that we've had where you get a big win, right? 2018, we beat Oklahoma and Red River, and then we dropped back-to-back to Oklahoma State and West Virginia. Are you kidding me? No, that's a joke. No, we can't have that. This will be the first time we've gone undefeated in conference play in, I want to say, since 2009, since our national title run. So this is a big game. We got to keep it up. If y'all like what you see here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification. Also, find us on TikTok. We're almost at 1,000 on TikTok, which means we can go live soon. And we'd love to see you over there. So with that being said, appreciate y'all rocking with us. And until next time, welcome.